Hey everyone. So today I want to walk through two different direct-to-consumer brands and how they run their marketing funnel to drive conversions. This is for a high-end toothbrush, a $70 toothbrush. I've never bought one before, but I was curious to see how these companies actually sell them, because there are two very starkly different approaches, and I'd be curious to know which one would you choose. I have no data on which one is actually better. I do know one, Quip has 62 million in funding, and Burst has 20 million. So they certainly have sophisticated marketing teams behind these programs. I certainly have my opinions, and I'll walk you through what I like about this. But I just want to share real quick. So my search was electric toothbrush online. This is a fairly bottom of funnel. I know what product I'm looking for. I'm basically now just looking for the different brands and options to purchase. So I click get Quip. This is a landing page, and here's a landing page. Really quickly, this doesn't quite take me to a product page. It is a beautiful page. It looks to be a version of their homepage. My search intent was to actually purchase a product. So that's one takeaway is, all right, if I wanted to buy the product, let's see, it takes one additional click there, scrolls me down to the bottom of the page, and then I get to another set of choices. And let's assume that I want a basic. All right, so now I'm at the Quip product page. But what I'm more interested in showing you today is Burst. I think Burst does a beautiful job with their landing page, and I think that they hit a lot of key points that make me want to buy a Burst brush, and then also reduce any hesitations or objections that I might have. And so today I just want to walk through just a few of what these are. Because there are a lot of challenges when you're selling a toothbrush online. There are abundant alternatives, and all of them, I'm pretty sure, are going to be cheaper than $70 per month, or $70 for a brush. You know, you could do it for free with your finger. I've done that before. I'm sure you might have. You can borrow you can get a dollar toothbrush or a $2 toothbrush. So there are a lot of alternatives. Also, there aren't that many features to describe. Because ultimately what I'm buying when I want a toothbrush is that minty, fresh feeling of after you brush your teeth. You feel that. So it's really selling an emotion. And then there's the conditioning that we've had, over like 37 years, I've been buying the same toothbrush, $2 to $5 each. So all of a sudden, for me to think about buying a $70 toothbrush is a big step up in terms of willingness to pay. So those are some of the basic objections that I have coming to this page. And I'd like to just see and show you how Burst has addressed those. So the first thing in their solution is really just this show, don't tell. So this is a very basic marketing and just building a rapport with the shopper. So there are numerous product photos here and also videos to show how it works. And what I love in particular is what they've done with showing how this works. This is basically a video of putting black charcoal on a corn on the cob and then using the toothbrush on it. Really effective, especially when you compare it to what a manual toothbrush is. The difference is stark and actually makes me think, what have I been missing by not using a toothbrush? The other thing that Burst uses is a really good leverage of authority. So they have verbiage like clinically proven, or 3x more than a manual toothbrush in terms of reducing bleeding gums. 25,000 dental professionals. So they've aligned themselves and created a strong point of credibility with having experts vouch for them. So for the indecisive buyer, somebody who doesn't quite know what they're looking for, I want to know that people who are experts do support this. And so there's the affiliation and looking for guidance from experts. And so Burst has done a really great job of this. And then the third thing that they've done is use social proof. So sure, you might recognize Chrissy Teigen, or you might know, they also have Khloe Kardashian, or all these publications, Bustle, Allure. These are things that we're familiar with. so that we have a sense of familiarity. Again, this is kind of building on the emotion that is necessary to spend $70 on a toothbrush. And not all of us can get a celebrity like Chrissy Teigen to demo our product. But what's obviously more and more important these days is influencers or micro influencers. And so I think Burst has done a really nice job of using these people to show that the product is kind of like what is advertised. So whether it's a micro influencer here, so these might be some familiar faces, or user generated content of actual customers. So it's the images, and I think that these images are both aspirational, people looking happy and smiling after they've used their Burst brush, but then also I think that they reflect what the Burst end user looks like. So I would guess maybe a younger millennial female is their core demographic. So they're mirroring that and creating more of an aspirational perspective that make me want to align with that and be part of that group. And then moreover, there's just a lot of verbiage, 5 stars, and they're pulling out key features and benefits from their product, that it's customers love it, it's affordable, it's functional, and it's got thousands of reviews at 4.9 stars. So there are more. I'll drop a link in. There are more key lessons that are applicable to any other product, whether even selling a SaaS, B2B SaaS, B2C SaaS, or any other e-commerce physical product. And then also, I think it's interesting to see how Quip has taken a very different approach to selling their product. So what you'll notice in this here is that there really aren't any photos. It's very stark, sterile, just about the product. And I have no data, again, on whether this works or not. They might have tested a variety of pages. But for me as a consumer, I like to see photos. I like to see the product in action. And I don't necessarily care so much about what this toothbrush is or what the floss is, but I care about what I'm going to be afterwards. And I think Burst does a great job of explaining this visually and with text. And moreover, I think what I like about Burst is it's singularly focused on creating that initial conversion of selling the toothbrush. And then, the upsells come after you add it to cart. What I see with Quip is a little bit of a confusion. And I think that a confused consumer, a confused visitor ends up not purchasing. So you can see here, they have very little in terms of what the actual toothbrush is. And then all of a sudden they're suggesting other products. And I'm like, wait a second, I didn't even get an idea of whether I need this or not. So I think Quip barely scratches the surface of what they can do to align themselves with certain people, include more images, just create a stronger emotional story behind their product. So, Quip is actually just a fraction of the cost, maybe half of the cost of what a Burst brush is. But nevertheless, I think I would still happily spend $70, knowing that I can, get my money back after 90 days if I don't like it, or that the shipping is free, and that there are I can return or I can cancel anytime. So these are some interesting things that Burst does. So I'd love to know what you think and which toothbrush you would buy, and how much the merchandising of the product matters. Thanks so much. See you soon.